What is going on, everyone? Welcome along to another video. My name's Raza. I am building a world up, and we are starting off where we finished last episode in the woodcutters area. Finished off quite nicely, and then in between episodes, I did do basically just a lot of material gathering just to get everything sorted for today's episode and today's projects. And I did put in some logs into the water, like I said I was going to do. Just gives everything a little bit more life. And what I'm probably going to do as well, in between like this episode and the next one, I'm probably going to think about starting to put a bridge over into that area. Now, I'm not sure if I want to do it from this corner to that corner. It does seem like it'd be quite long, but I will figure out a bridge moving over to the other side. So what I thought I'd do is go back to the starting area. It is very messy. This is where I've been keeping a lot of my bulk of my storage, trying to move everything around as much as I can, so it is a little bit all together. But what I thought I'd do is actually map out. Now, I should have mapped out when we first started the whole area that we have. It's good to see where we have started, where we've come from, and where we're going to end up. So as you can see, set here, right by the shipwreck. That's where we first started. There's some just them spruce ones. That's where a cactus farm is going to be. That's going to be some plans that we have for today, and this for today. And also, you can start to see the pathways leading in. This is going to be what I think is going to be like the town square. And then this is going to be today's building of choice. But you can see that's the starting. I was going to say the mayor's house. It is now just going to be the starting cabin. This is the little mining area going down into my strip mine that goes down here. And then that's the area we focused on the last couple of episodes. But I did say we are wanting to do some farming. So the first farms that I want to do are some melon and pumpkin farms. Although we've got all this all there, the first thing I want to do is, like for an automated farm, is get some melons and pumpkins in. So the idea that I have is I want to put it in this area sort of here, but I want to put it underground because melon and pumpkin farms, they're not the best looking. So I want to get something just out of the way. So what I probably will do is just grab my bed and then think of a decent place to put it. So the space that I've laid out for this project, the melon and pumpkin farm, is round the back of this area, just so we have some context for the island. Did point it out on the map just before, but it is round here where I did find this nice little alcove area. Now, I did think maybe just popping it here, but I think digging it into the mountain is probably going to be better. It will create some noise with the pistons going off. Excuse me, sir. And I think just inside here will be the best idea for it. It's a nice little lookout. And I think inside will probably be the best place for it. So what I'll go ahead and do is, as if by magic, I've already prepped the area. And in here, we have most of the materials that I'll need for it, just to build it up. I will probably need some more, but we'll get them as we go. I've already prepped out the area, so it's nice and tall. We shouldn't need any more space than this, unless I've majorly got it wrong. The things I want to do is actually get the stairs in on both sides. Now, one side's going to be melon, one side's going to be pumpkin. Not decided which side is which yet. But the first thing I want to do, it's going to be 10 wide and probably 30 long. It will give me entirely as many pumpkins and melons that I need for trading, because that is one thing that we are going to set up in the next few episodes, is trading. We'll get some decent gear in, but the first thing I want to do is get basically how I get my money together to buy everything. So what I want to do is I just want to put stairs around the edge. The next thing I want to do is actually just fill the entire area with dirt. I want to get this bit starting to be sorted first before I go into the top layer and then the bottom layer. Now that the crawl mechanic is actually, like the swimming on the floor is actually in on Bedrock Edition, I can, you know, get my plans a lot better and how I want to have things going round. So we have that all in now. So the next thing I want to do is make sure that everything's lit up, because the one thing that is going to worry me about this one is the actual light levels. So I just want to make sure that there is no issues with light levels on these. So that's halfway. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. There. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. There. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. But this is why I've got some shroom lights. I did a trip to the Nether to get some shroom lights in. Yeah, I mean, that's all lit up. I mean, I can probably, if I'm going to block everything off on this side, I'll probably be able to put some more in here. But that lighting is okay for now. Let me just come out and then make sure it's all spawn-proofed. So one thing I have done with this whole island is it should all be spawn-proof. Do have light sources around everywhere so that it is fine. But yeah, I mean, it looks like it should be fine, especially when everything's in. There shouldn't be an issue. We will definitely put some lights maybe on here. But the next thing we need to do after we've slept is actually get the sides filled up with water so that we can hydrate all the sides. And that's one of the good things of where we're building. I'm not having to go too far for water. But we'll definitely get this in. And now fill in every single bit around the side, just so it looks a little bit nicer. But we'll waterlog stairs all round. So I will come back once I've got all this done, because this will get very repetitive. Right, so we've got both sides sorted, light sources everywhere, so it's all well lit up. The next thing we want to do is every other one till the soil. So we have a crisscross pattern, so it's any of the 4 directions that melon and pumpkins can grow, they will grow. So it just gives more opportunities for them to grow. Right, so I've got all them in now. Everything's all tilled. I've had to add in a couple of extra water sources just because the ones on that middle line were probably not getting enough water. A couple of them were going back to normal dirt. The next thing I want to do is actually get the target blocks in. So how this works is an observer notices growth, it powers up, and then it powers an adjacent target block with underneath it is a piston. It's probably a farm that if you've seen melon and pumpkin farms before, you've seen this design before, but if not, it's always good to see one anywhere. And they are quite resource heavy, especially early game, but they are quite good to have, so that then it just becomes a passive farm. This is if I'm doing it right as well, which there's every chance that I'm not doing it right. So where that is, target block, and then let's get some pistons at the same time. Let's just get all the pistons in first, and we'll worry about that after. I have vastly underestimated the resources I need for this. So I'm only going to be able to get one side in for now, because I'm not going to have enough to fill out the other side with the resources that I already have. But all the target blocks are in for this. So the next thing that I want to do is to get the observers in. And then I'm going to need the redstone on top of that. So let me get some redstone dust, some observers, and then this side we're going to do pumpkin seeds. So this bit will be quite easy. I feel like it should just be on top of here. Plant the seed, put the observer, put the redstone dust, and then that's activated. So every time it grows, if I do it the right way, Second one, I've already made a mistake. But every time that one grows, it'll detect it. It sends a pulse into one of them. But it will just update the piston. The piston then pushes down, breaks the block. And then that's how that side of the farm works. So let me get all these in. And now that I've got all them in, crawl mode. Because... And then hopefully, yes. Right, so all the pistons are placed in now. So the last thing is putting redstone in, and then we can hopefully see how this works for this side of it. Just then, you heard a piston go off, which means it is working, but now it's just a case of putting redstone down in all of these on top of each of these, and what it'll do is it'll power basically the pistons on either side, like, of it. Any that the redstone's connected to on this, it'll power. All of the redstone is now in place, so hopefully we should see, there you go. Every time one of these starts to grow in, it'll do an update to the observer, and then it grows in. So eventually, when these all get to fully grown, what will happen is the block itself that produces the melon or the pumpkin, this instance it is the pumpkin, that will just pop off, and then now we need to do the collection system. I'm not the best at redstone, so this might not look the best, and there might be some better ways of doing this out there, but I basically want... So this just comes out here, let's pop the hopper back just down, powered rail on top, that to stop it. Right, so I want to take a signal out from there in subtract mode. That goes into a block, and then I need that so that basically when things go in that, it turns that off. So does that go there? That go there and that go there. So when that comes out, that powers it. Is it as simple as that? And then when you take the items out of the chest, it powers that off. Now we need to just start putting in the lines. I have everything all in place. I started to get into it, and then I've done it all. And what we have come out with is this. So we've boxed it all off so that there shouldn't be any issues. Oh, there's dirt there that I should have got rid of. Moved that round a little bit so it's a little bit more out of the way. Row of hoppers, and then some composters on top. Composters just because of lag, to try and reduce lag. A hopper will only try and see, like, try and take inventory from what's on top of it. There's an entity on top, it looks at inventory slots. So with a composter, it only has one slot. Then it's going to be a little bit more lag efficient. But I definitely do not have enough to get the melon side done in this episode. It will be one that I just do off camera. But other than that, that is a full pumpkin farm all set up. Now, it's not growing yet. There's only a couple there ready for harvesting. So it's actually, there's one over there. So we should see that get picked up very soon. There it is. It's just been picked up. And then hopefully we should see this all work. I've got this here just so that I can go into crawl mode, see where everything's at. So this is on its way back. It should hopefully all work. We should hopefully see this come up here, stop, and then go. It's due any time. There we go. We saw it stop, it blinked, and then went. So we should have... it's in that one. Yeah, that's absolutely fine. But we've got a pumpkin. We've harvested a pumpkin automatically. Yeah, that'll be because that is active. Like, that's powering that block. It's locking that hopper. But when the next one gets collected, it'll and that starts to unpower. It'll do it all right. That's absolutely fine. I will eventually start to get them, and then they should all started to come in this one. We'll soon see if this next one comes back. No, it didn't. It didn't do any. But it is in that hopper. And it will eventually go down the line. It's in that one. That's absolutely fine. But that's it for this project. I will just do this one off camera when I've got enough resources. I don't have enough for everything. But the next step for today is to go into the building project. I mean, looking at the map and everything that we had set out, this is going to be pretty much the centre of the island. And this is going to be, because it's in the town square, it's essential to the buildings that we have around. This is going to be like the town planning office. And this is where, once it's done, we're going to fill it with ideas for the rest of the kind of world that we have. So in there, we're going to do maps. So we're going to move the map that we have down there. That's going to go in. And then potentially we're going to see how it evolves over time. We'll update the maps every now and then when more and more structures come in. And then we're going to look at a potential town square design. So all I've done is I've just made a circle round. I think it's about 30 wide. I'm not 100%. So I've done a kind of thing, like made a skeleton for the build. There's the tower that we're going to have in there as well. First thing I want to do is get the kind of basics in, like I've been doing with the other things. Get a 5 tall pillar going. Oh, now the pillars are in. Next thing that I need to decide is where there is the door going to go. I think the door on this one's going to go on this side. It'll be nice and hidden in here. I think potentially there for just a single door. Be a nice and cozy in there. That means we can do some nice detail work on this side. Maybe bring it out into like a garden style. And I think the next thing I want to do is just fill in these walls. And this one, instead of doing like I've done on them other buildings where it's been mainly wood, I want to do some stone work on this one. So I'm going to gather some stones, I'm going to mix and match and get hopefully some nice textures together. Got the walls in, done it across, and then I realised I made a mistake when I was setting it all up. The walls of the tower were in between were kind of inside. So I've just moved that out a little bit on that side because we do have a lot of spare space. The next thing I want to do is actually get this tower in. Now, this tower bit here is all just going to be stone. And then we're going to have a little like roof design on top. So I'm going to get that stonework in. And then I'm probably going to get the stonework in, the roof in on this as well. So I'm thinking probably like a stone trim on the roofs and then wood there to break it up. So let's start getting all that in. I've got a roof design all in place now. I've got the roofs in. I've then also got the tower all built up now. I went for stone bricks on the outside just to make it look more structural and more supported. Same as on the outside of these. The next thing I think we're going to do is actually putting the roof in. I think most of it I'm just going to follow the actual like layout. It's just going to be mainly stairs on this. I'm going to go for spruce so it gives it that darker look, and then we can start doing detail work on the tower itself. Decided to put a stair in there as well so it looks like it leans in a little bit. Next thing I want to do is start getting some details on the tower side of things. So I've got in a couple of things like the stairs and slabs, some trapdoors, because what I want to do is I want to try and make this like a flat area but come out a little bit and then maybe work a bit at the top. I don't know if it's going to be something that's going to be accessible once it's all done, but it's starting of the basis because there is space on the inside, or there will be space on the inside. You know, when you actually look from up that way, you could make a staircase up there, but then I'm not sure what you'd have up there. But my idea for up here is upside down stairs, then a slab, and then a trapdoor. So then it looks like it goes in, and then stairs and connect the stairs. Slab, trapdoor, slab, stair. So how does that look? Yeah, I'm liking that. I'm liking that. You can see it gives it a natural curve with the stairs behind. It does give a little bit of detail. And then let's figure out something for on top. Let's see how that looks from underneath, from bottom. Apart from the dirt there and the sun coming up, yeah, I think that's potentially looking good. Can potentially do something like that around the side. I'm not the best with towers and roofs. I've been learning a lot. Like we're only a couple of episodes into this, and I have learned a lot for my designing and building. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish this off. We've got a good start there. I'm going to finish this off. We'll put some details in, and then I will give you the walkthrough. That is going to have to wait till next episode, and I will figure out a firm that we can do as well for the next episode. But we're going to work on this now, and then I will come back. Right, so I've spent a little bit of time, spent a couple of days actually, like on and off between other things and real life, getting this all decorated up. And then I think we're at a point now where it is properly done. So let's just take a quick look at it. And there it is from the outside. You can see there's a bit of life in there as well through the windows. And there's things in to break up the sight lines as you're going in. Like there's things to break up the building as it is. So, I mean, from the outside, when you look, there is things like just chains going down, a couple of levers with chains. That thing with I quite liked with a couple of levers, chain, a couple of the lightning rods. Bit of a design here with the campfires and trapdoors to break up a line, and then again something similar on this side. We've got some signs as well. We've got planters. We've got leaves going over. The back area isn't as detailed because I don't think we're going to use this area as much. But, you know, again, got some leaves on one side. We've got some planters, some hay bales. There's a berry bush here and there. Again, both sides are quite, like, even in the way that they are, you know, like pretty much the same designs where you've got like signs, things like that. Throughout, took a couple out, added in a couple of stairs just for that extra bit of detailing as you're looking. But that's it for the outside. So very plain in that way, kind of safe how I've gone about it like the other ones. And then on the inside, we have this. So shut it just in case mobs decide to spawn. But we have this area. So we've got a nice little staging area. So my thought in this is the this building is gonna be a like town planning. So this is where my plans are I'm gonna start thinking of for the rest of the season that I have here. So you know, like we have a little bit of a standing waiting area here where you know you could wait on people coming in and make suggestions. But that's that. You know, you got a nice little just waiting area. I might add a chair or something in here with, you know, a couple of stairs and a couple of signposts. Flooring, birch and strip spruce logs. Just something a little bit different. And again, just a couple of barrels here and there for a little bit of storage. They're all pretty much empty in this. And then I wondered how to connect the two buildings. So we had this building, if I can get through here, that's one of the good things about having scaffolding stairs. I wondered how to connect this building to this building with a tower in the middle. Part of me wanted to just maybe put a door through there, but then I thought better of it. I thought maybe challenge myself, and that's why you might have seen it before when I did a look round. We have some stairs. Not the best design of stairs. I think it's just a placeholder for now until I think of maybe something else. I might stick another set there. We've got a hidden crafting table. Again, just a little bit of hidden storage as and where you can do it. Just utilize every tiny space. Thing is, you can't really use the upstairs. It is just 2 blocks tall. There's not much to go around on it, so it is very hard to get the spaces there. I mean, this, again, it's just a small spiral staircase just to the top and where you can see out. So, you know, you've got like the bay area, you've got the kind of industry area. I mean, I think that is just about the woodcutters area that I built up. Starting cabin, you know, you can see out from things like that. This area, not decided, you know, this is where we were eventually moving towards. And then again, you know, like kind of the other edge. So it kind of gives a good vantage point for the whole of the island that we have here. So that's why I thought, you know, we'll build the tower up. It might have been worth putting it a little bit taller, but I didn't want to overpower the landscape when you look from other areas. I mean, when you're actually down that way, this is actually still quite hidden, which is always a good thing. I mean, then when you go downstairs and you go into the other half of the building, so you've just got your stairway up and then stairway down, and then you have just a little bit of a, you know, standard storage area. Got a chain here as well, so you can't get out. And then the actual town planning area. So we built a little bit of a desk up, you know, a little bit of paper, cartography tables, going to be very much needed in this area. A little bit of a minecart using as a chair, facing the map of the area. Now, this is actually a lock map, so this is locked in for now. Bit frustrated with myself that I never did a map before the area actually started, so we could have tracked a full progression in there. But we have where we are now in this area. So you have the starter cabin, you have the wood area. You know, it does that. This area was, I think I mentioned it earlier, this was all connected, but I've actually separated that out. And then just I've added in a couple of extra maps just so we can make a nice 4x4 square. But in the future, we might build up a museum, you know, put a bit of history in there. And then, you know, as the time progresses and we add more and more into the area, we do more and more maps, and then we can just track the progression of how the area actually built up over time. But I think this will do it for this episode. It has been really fun. I've enjoyed doing this melon and pumpkin farm. I managed to get the melon one done in between clips as well, so that's fully producing melons now. Can't wait for the crafter to come out and actually do automated melon crafting rather than crafting it up myself. But that'll do it for this episode. Next episode, we are going to work on the town centre area. So the little circle that you might have seen before. The area that is just through here. Just basically here. This bit of area, that bit of land is what we'll do in the next one. We'll think of a farm to build in between episodes. Well, that'll do it. Thank you very much if you've made it to the end. I will see you in the next one. Bye.